Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is episode 11 of The Same Show, the show about nothing and everything, the first episode of 2019. We got Two Tone Entertainment with us. We got all three of the co-founders. We got Gray, Cisco Kid,
What's up?
A. Lyles. How's everybody doing?
Man, we're good, man.
Straight.
Where I'm happy to have you guys a part of this, especially Gray. Met a few months ago, and it's like this kid's like a little brother already.
Yes, sir.
So excited to have you a part of this. So we're gonna talk about a few things, and of course let the listeners get to know you guys a little bit. We're gonna talk about Generation Z, you guys' generation.
Yes, sir.
When I was thinking about this, and that's why I asked you how old you are. 'Cause I'm like, man, you're from this new generation. I'm the millennial, so to get to talk to you guys, and get your take on everything.
Right.
And then we're going to talk about college. You guys being college freshmen, and just getting some insight into your experience. And then after that, we're going to get to some questions. So, Generation Z.
So,
I honestly, I don't know a lot about you guys, to be honest.
Neither do we,
what you
man.
guys are about. I'll be honest. Being a millennial, we do kind of, crap on the generations that have come after us.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of the older generations have done with us. So, I mean, you tell me what is Generation Z about? And I get it. You guys are still young, but at the same time, you guys are in the beginnings of adulthood or young adulthood. So, just give me a little insight, like as far as like what you guys feel. I guess you identify with being a part of this generation.
or so, really, I think because we was talking about earlier too, and you said that it's TBD on when Generation Z ends, but somewhere starting like 1996.
Yeah.
Don't really know when they're still deciding, but
Yeah.
I think that fact of them still deciding just proves like when it comes to Generation Z and all these new technologies that we are introduced to, I mean, you got 3 18-year-olds right here sitting on a podcast that several months ago we didn't even think was ever going to be existing. So like, the public implications to Generation Z I feel are unknown.
Mhm.
And to me it's unlimited, and it's pretty inspiring too, because knowing that, you got the power of the internet, which is talked about a lot.
Mhm.
You got just everything that's so, I mean, us three don't even live together. I mean, me and my boy Cisco Kid live together, but
Mhm.
A. Lyles handles all the visuals, and he's 130 miles away from us. But, this Generation Z, I think we have learned how to communicate very well over technology. And, of course, older generations are just going to say that, they're going to say that we're not, it's just different, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
every generation does that to everybody.
I can
but-
understand that. I can
I
I
understand
guess
that.
they think we're just like more wild, or like
Mhm.
we just don't care. I feel like that's what like the older generation thinks like
Mhm.
Generation Z is. So
Okay.
But I feel honestly like if there's going to be a next Einstein or a next Steve Jobs, it's coming out of Generation Z for sure.
So, I guess do you guys feel that there's a cutoff right now? Like, I mean, being born in 2000 and what, you're 18 now, 18 years. I mean, do you think there's a cutoff? And if there is, like, where would you say it is? Like, where that cutoff would be if there was one for your generation?
For Z,
Yeah.
I would say, man, I would say the next generation starts the year the iPhone was created, or smartphone in general, because I grew up without it.
Mhm.
He grew up without it, so
Mhm.
we still understand a little bit
Yeah.
what it's like to not have this computer in your pocket all the time. Like, I remember a lot more from my childhood of memories, like, going out in the woods or
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff, hanging out with my family more, just stuff like that, because I mean.
So you guys played outside.
yeah,
Right, big time.
Played in the
Yeah, we
woods,
come from
streets,
that.
yeah.
No, we was still sitting on the electric boxes at the park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So you guys are probably like the
Little
last
Transformers.
group that got to really experience that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'll go to say that even though I was born in '92, man, feel old as dirt. Just sitting here talking to you guys. But being born in '92, I will admit that. I mean, I spent a lot of I was growing up in the early, in the 2000s when I graduated high school in 2011. So, yeah, I mean, I was doing a lot of the same things. So when I think about it now, I mean, yeah, like that was really the last of that. Being a kid in the early 2000s before the 2010 and being able to have that kind of experience. So, wow. I bet. So, what was your first game system like?
Man, Nintendo 64 for sure.
Word.
The
Yeah.
GameCube.
GameCube. Yeah, I was popping. I guess what was the first one you were introduced to, like as far as like actually played?
GameCube, Super Smash Bros.
First one. It's probably the GameCube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's that one where you had to like blow in the thing?
The cart.
You know what I'm talking about?
N64, because I remember doing that
Yeah,
all
those
the
are
time.
cartridges,
Yeah.
man. You gotta go. You gotta
can
play
go-
harmonica on
And you
it.
put it in there.
It kind of looks like one too when you
Yeah.
really think about it. N64, man,
And
talk
the controller
about.
was too big, and my hand was too small, so I couldn't really reach.
It's crazy when I think about it, like how they had like that 3-prong controller with the N64, and you had the joystick was in the middle.
Yeah.
But it's like when I think about it now, it really doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
You got 3 thumbs.
Right.
What you doing?
Instead of just having 2 little prongs and then like you move, you're like, how you go from the middle? Because you got to adjust it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, wow. Yeah. So, we're going to go ahead and get to our trending topic. Brought to you by What's Trending. Go follow them on Twitter. A lot of good stuff. Always something interesting. And they have yet to fail 11 episodes in. Girl outs her boyfriend in front of family and friends for cheating on her. And we all listened to the audio. It was I mean, she put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
Brother came with the duffel bag with all the boyfriend stuff packed in there and then escorted him out, as she kicked him out of her house. Like that was wild. Like I guess, what do you guys think about that?
So, to be honest, man, all I really gotta say is like,
Careful
it's-
now.
It's crazy out here in these
Street.
streets. Nah, basically what we mean by that is it's just like, social media, everything, text, everything is the center of everything now. So,
Yeah.
especially relationships nowadays. So,
Yeah, it's all online.
you know what I'm saying? I personally don't got a girlfriend, just mainly because a lot of these 18-year-old girls want to know all the time what's going on in the phone. Not even that there's anything to hide, but it's more or less like, like it's kind of a privacy thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, if a girl goes on your phone, if she does, and she finds some evidence of
Yeah.
whatnot, then still, yeah, definitely, I don't feel any sympathy for that man. But
Yeah.
sometimes I feel there's a little privacy breach with these girls in 2018.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like there's definitely a privacy breach with these dudes in 2018. I don't feel that it's subjected to one gender, but I just feel I mean, Cliff, when you was growing up, you was in high school.
Yeah.
If you, or even before that,
Yeah.
if you was trying to talk to a girl, you was trying to do whatever, then you actually had to go talk to her.
Yeah.
You actually had to grow, get rejected, spit game, whatever. Nowadays, it's like you go out there, spit game,
Get a snap.
talk to a girl, you get rejected, you can hide that rejection.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can hide everything now because it's like, with my ex-girlfriend, it was my senior year in high school. We had dated for almost, like a year and a half, 2 years, a bunch of memories, a bunch of stuff, so good, such a good time, and then we break up, and then all those memories, all that stuff is just can be publicly deleted in 15 seconds. So it don't even exist no more. But you know, I definitely feel 2018 and what's coming, like especially in 2019, then yeah, I mean, it's just these girls, these dudes, everything. I'm staying with my team.
I guess the thing that tripped me out is the amount of thought that went into planning something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess because you know me being 26, me you know and mature, I get it. Yeah, you know somebody does you wrong, you want to put them out like that, but at the same time, it's like, is it really worth all that? Like, you know, yeah, it sucks that happened to you, but at the end of the day, just
move on.
just move on. Like, you know, I'm not going. To me, I look at it as putting energy into trying to embarrass somebody and make them look stupid for doing me wrong. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know,
like, what did it do for you? Like,
exactly. Like, I just wasted all this energy to try and get back at you and make you look stupid for cheating on me. It's like, nah, man, just. You know,
I look stupid.
Right. Like, just tell them, like, man, you know, you ain't good enough for me, no way. I got bigger and better things to do. You already know. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was our that was our trending topic, brought about what's trending. Again, go follow them on Twitter. We get at what's trending. So I want to get to the next topic, college. You know, you guys, college freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they still say anymore, fresh meat.
Not to us, man. They don't say that. They don't say that to us.
You know, in this day and age, I don't even think it would have the same connotation with all the stuff that goes on in this world and all the, you know, the crazy things people, you know, talk about. So,
Yeah.
You know, what's been you guys' experience thus far?
Stress.
Being broke. That's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, learning how to overcome more than just school, man. I mean, we live in an apartment, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a dorm, whatever, a bunch of kids. And then another problem is a bunch of the dorm kids want to come to our apartment. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our friends have hit us up and said, you know what I'm saying? It's like the high school drama just continued with us a little bit. And it's like our friends wanted to say we didn't like them because we weren't inviting them to our house or whatever. But I mean, it's not that they don't have the same responsibility as we have. So there's a lot more to an apartment than there's a dorm.
So why an apartment versus a dorm?
Because we are technical college students.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We go for free.
Got you.
Yeah, we don't pay for college.
But you are down in Columbia.
South Carolina.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it makes sense now.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It's Midlands Tech is about like a half mile from Columbia.
Okay.
From South Carolina. But yeah, I could have gone to South Carolina, did that little gateway transfer program. You go for a year. If you don't fail any classes, you get to go and pay $25,000 worth of debt. Still, you know. But
yeah.
I wasn't really into all that student debt. Me and Cisco kept doing our own thing.
Well, you know, it's interesting when you bring that up, because in looking back at it now, had I done it differently, not that I have any regrets, but I would have maybe gone to a community college first 2 years and, you know, not have to worry about debt, and then go to and do my last 2 years at a 4-year institution. Because I mean, honestly, those first 2 years are I guess prerequisite courses or core classes that you need
Worthless, basically.
to prepare you for your major. So yeah, I mean I don't knock it. I mean, and of course it's a growing trend for people to go that route. And I mean, honestly, like, again, you talk about the financial side of it. I mean, it's economically and financially more, it makes more sense, basically, instead of going into all this ridiculous amount of debt.
You're right.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know it, and it's a hot button topic right now that, college is overpriced to an extent.
But it's crazy, man. We was talking about Generation Z, and I don't even know what the exact statistic is, but I saw it's like 86 or 88% of Generation Z's believe that you have to go to college to do what you want with your life.
Really?
Oh yeah. And to me, that's BS
Yeah.
because college ain't for move makers or, I'm more or less of an entrepreneur. I'm not going to go to college to take entrepreneurship. If I go to college, I'm going to take business management and finances so I can improve my entrepreneurship skills. You know what I'm saying? But
So I'm going to tell you this right here, because entrepreneurship,
yeah,
that's my degree.
word.
So I'll say this from my experience. I agree and disagree, because if someone asks me about entrepreneurship, I'll be on the fence about recommending it, and the reason why is because they're still trying to figure out how exactly to make it work. Entrepreneurship is very practical, so it's a lot about doing. And the thing that turned me off was the theory, like, because when sometimes you get too lost in the theory and then you forget about the practice, and then you're trying to find this balance. And really what there needs to be is a more, I guess, seamless, you know what I mean? Just like they do with everything else, because with a lot of my thing is too, and this is with everything, especially in business, is being able to take what you learn, go out the next day and practice it. And that's why I got as good with a lot of things that I learned in business, because I'm, accounting, I was figuring out how to apply that, economics, how to, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Like, how can I take what I'm learning here and make it into, turn into
money.
Right, and apply it immediately, because that's what you're there for.
Yeah.
You learn and apply.
You're right.
And the quicker you're able to do that, better off you are, and the more things you can do. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of waiting 4 years, because you don't want to wait to when you finish and then trying to figure out how to use all those tools that they get you. I know I said a lot there, but
No, yeah. Another thing too, man, like, you got to think about the concept of college, right? So when you go to college, you pay however much you pay to gain information from a professor, more or less, right? So basically, I would say that professor is obviously a credible source if he's through this university. Like, he's using a university platform, right? To teach all these students whatever they need to know about their field. I say that platform of university I think college will have to get cheaper when everyone realizes things like, all these platforms, man, to gain information, it's unlimited on the internet. Generation Z gonna listen to the internet more than they're gonna listen to a person anyway. So to me, I'm gonna take my 2 years of college debt free. If you really want to think about the rest, when it comes to, YouTube is a how-to dictionary. I have learned everything when it comes to two-tone entertainment on YouTube. Everything.
It just lays it out for you. Like you could look up anything and there's a how-to manual on YouTube for you to do it. Like it's just lays out everything.
And at the same time, there's a lot of,
wrong way
literature out there too.
Oh yeah, that's
people publish things all the time. Like, I didn't know until, like, I took an English course in I think like my sophomore year, and had to write a paper. It was like a research paper, and I remember like my professor told me about like Google Scholar or something like that, where master students, PhDs, they write this, but this is credible research too that they've done. And if you go in and you look at some of this stuff, you'll find some good things. And again, like, because when we talk about business, you can find a lot of good stuff out there. You can go and you can read interviews. People write books. Like, so the knowledge is out there, and that's why I think we talk about degrees. I think it's like bittersweet, because honestly, like, people can be self-taught, but with some people it doesn't mean anything unless you got you have
Yeah.
that degree. You don't unless you have
won't
that
get
piece of paper.
recognized,
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. That's because I feel like that's because the people who aren't or who didn't come from, I guess, this self-made,
Yeah.
self-taught are the ones running it. So like,
yeah.
you know, obviously,
That's all they
So
know.
take this. Like there's a guy. There's a really good friend of mine I know. He's a corporate trainer
yeah,
and really good. Makes a lot of money. He's like 24 years old, like making six figures. And, you know, one of the things he's having a hard time with is like other companies are interested in him, willing to pay double the amount.
yeah,
But then they come back to him after he applies and they're like, oh, excuse me, what school did you go to? But it's like, wait a minute, but you met all of the qualifications, you have all the credentials, you have the years of experience, and you're young, but you don't have a degree. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why does that matter when he
But, like-
meets all the other standards that
Yeah.
you guys have in place?
yeah. Excuse my French, but that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I agree with that, and because here's the thing, and I'm thinking about this now, or I just thought about this now. It's almost like they're afraid that, well, okay, if we bring in somebody that doesn't have that one qualification that is universal across the board as far as being required, it might break down the doors for people to be able to say, you know what, I don't need to go to school. I can learn how to do that and then, you know, just work my way up. So I feel like I'm a conspiracist now because it's like, you know, it's like it's all part of this. It's all part of all part of the system.
All part
You know?
of the system, man. The system is corrupt. The system is not
Because,
for us.
but
man.
at the same time, no, like if you ever look at where certain schools are located
yeah,
and the students that they put out, you'll notice that certain schools cater to the industries, in that you see a lot of times certain schools have partnerships
Oh, yeah.
with
big time corporations.
exactly. So you go to California, you know, a lot of in New York, you know, New York big in dance, modeling, acting. A lot of your great schools or top schools for that going to be there.
Right.
Same thing in California with music,
Yeah.
all the other good stuff
Every rapper moves
out there.
to LA. Man.
You go to Michigan, a lot of great schools for engineering, auto manufacturers are up there. So you got a lot of people that come out of school, go work for GM, Ford, Chrysler. See where I'm going? So the list goes on.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
you know, so yeah, it's just crazy how all of that works. And I mean, of course, at the same time, the people running these companies are some of those same people that went to those schools. So
And if you're in a fraternity, you know, like if
Yeah.
you're in all those connections, it's just networking, man. Like,
yeah, and I mean that's the beauty about a lot of it too, is
Yeah.
because if you know, some people say it's about who you know. Some people say it's about what you know. Some people say it's about who knows you. Honestly, for me, I would say it's a combination of all of that, because it means
For sure,
nothing
yeah.
to know somebody and you don't know anything, or for somebody to know you and you don't know anything, or they don't know anything. You know what I mean?
yeah, how
Like,
well rounded are you?
right, exactly. So that's really big, because I mean, honestly, that's where a lot of these people that get to the top, they have a combination of that stuff. So
Sure, for sure. You know, and I'm not knocking college. I don't want that to be my
yeah.
dynamic, but
But I will agree
Yeah.
that we tend to put too much of an emphasis on of what it can do for you, I guess. Because I mean, people have made it without degrees.
you know,
Oh yeah, a lot.
So and I think in certain fields you need it. Like I said before, I think it was episode
Right.
2. I was talking to Mal about it, as far as like, you know, like if you're a doctor or you're a lawyer, like there's certain things, yeah, I want you to have a degree, but things like, especially when we talk about business,
business, strictly business.
you don't really need one. You know what I
all.
mean? Like you
You're
just
right.
gotta know how to grind, and you gotta have the ability to learn as you go, because you know, especially like you get all these degrees and you think you're gonna start out up high somewhere. It's like, no, you still gotta work your way up.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not going to
Yeah.
you can get your you know, your BA, your MBA, a PhD. That's not going to make you not even a senior vice president overnight.
Yeah.
You know, that's not gonna put you in the C-suite either.
It's not like a.
So you know, you
No,
gotta work your way up.
You just gotta get off your ass, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start working because
Yeah.
every single person that got to where they are, I promise you, it wasn't handed to them.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
worked for
everybody
that.
worked. Cliff, you worked just to set this same show up, and this is one of the most incredible things that
Yeah.
we've been a part of.
You know what? When we you actually got to watch. There's this really cool video about Warren Buffett.
Okay.
The infographic show YouTube channel. They put they put it together. It was really cool. It's just talking about like how he even got into. It's like he was just good with patterns, and being good with patterns, you know, it's a plus when it comes to math. So like him being able to think the way he does, it only made sense that he was able to do the things he's done and be able to excel and, you know, have Brookshire Hathaway and, you know, be a billionaire. So yeah, man, that was fun. That was fun. You guys, some bright individuals.
I love college, though. Don't get me wrong. I love college.
So, wanted to get asking you guys some questions, you know, so the listeners get to learn a little bit about you guys and Two Tone Entertainment. I guess, how did Two Tone Entertainment come to be?
In my parents' apartment.
Yeah, this is about like a year ago.
Mhm.
Actually, it actually was exactly a year ago. It popped up on my Snapchat memories,
Mm-hmm.
and
Happy 1 year, Two Tone.
yeah,
They do memories on Snapchat?
yeah, like
Wow.
it'll be like 2 years ago or 1 year ago.
Yeah.
and it'll be like it'll come all the way up at the top.
Okay.
Of your memories. So it popped up there this morning, and you know, Gray. I actually hit up Gray in class. We had the same.
History.
Same history class, and he had just put out this one song that only a few people know. It was him and my other
boy.
friend Carlos. He goes by Mez.
He's Two Tone too. He's just working out some stuff.
Yeah.
Right now. That's my boy though.
And I heard that song and I was like, yo, I'm just starting making beats. I want to get in this music stuff. I got the equipment.
Yeah.
Because all they had at the time was a snowball microphone.
Man, we had you know, the YouTube microphones,
Yeah.
the Yeti Snowball.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's
something like
literally, I think it's mono. I don't even think it's stereo.
Mhm.
And our first song was shit.
Yeah, but so I came through with all the equipment.
Mhm.
I didn't know anything about editing voices. I just started making beats and stuff, so I was just there to the first time to let them use my equipment, and then they made
Lucid.
they made Lucid.
Which
so,
hit 5,000 plays
Yeah.
today, actually.
Word?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
y'all
And
on
then-
it.
Yeah. We trying to, man.
yeah, and
I feel like Two Tone, we're all about, you know, progression, man. It's not about where you start at all. You know, it's about what we've done in a year, and it's not even public. It's all behind the scenes. Like, me and this man have spent more hours, more 6 o'clocks in the morning. I mean, we've watched the sunrise more than anything because, I mean, we just sitting in the lab. I mean, it's his
Yeah.
room. Every
Mhm.
single thing that is ever made is just how it is here. You know, we
Mhm.
got these microphones set up, but it's 100% us, 100% our equipment. There ain't no influence besides us.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, we started and we saw that vision, and we said, you know, how can we put our perspective on the world?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, what is our
Mhm.
perspective? We don't do that trap bullshit. You know, that half the time when people flaunting these guns, they ain't even shooting them. Like, I'm
Right.
not even gonna, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Oh yeah.
You know, and it's, to me, the industry, once you get into it, you see all that behind the door stuff. And we talking about a college degree. You know what's equal to a college degree in the music industry? A record label. If you don't have a record label before SoundCloud was invented, how you supposed to get your platform? You don't. You use their platform. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Mhm.
it's changed. The label.
Spotify's starting to do that now too.
Yeah, the labels, but instead, like, what we're trying to do is we want our perspective to be so organic and authentic and strong that, you know, all these, for example, Nelk Boys. They're called Nelk Boys. Nelk Boys, and they have changed the game on YouTube a lot. They have a lot of inspiration on how we roll and how we operate, and just how can 3, 4, 18-year-olds who are in college you know, we still, it's not like I just had an exam last week. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All this bullshit going on. You know, I still finished with 3.5. I don't put any excuses out there. You know, if it's in front of you, go get it. But our perspective is how can 18-year-olds, what can we do to change the world? And yeah, our perspective involves partying. Our perspective involves loyalty for sure. You won't find any more loyalty than what we got. I mean, I'm down to. We've been in more altercations than 5 Points with a bunch of fraternity drunk idiots. But you know, you just let it go. It ain't even worth it to us no more. Like that kid, Aaron wasn't even there. This kid pulled up on us. You know, he said, I got the 9, and we was like, he got the what? You know, like the 9mm. And they said, pull it out. He didn't pull it out. He just kept going. But you know, Two Tone started in a room, basically with us three, broke as hell. And all we want to do is just figure out how to live the life we want to live. You know, we just want to be authentic. My mama don't like it, but my dad does. So.
Man, yeah, your dad stays talking about you. He's really proud of you. So I'm sure he's told you that too.
I love
so.
that, man. I really do. That's my whole world.
Shout out to Nikki T.
That's my dad.
So I know before we started recording, and you were telling me a little bit about Two Tone, and you know, you kind of made a comparison to Taylor Gang, and so would it be fair to say that Taylor Gang was
the first Two Tone?
I won't say that, but an inspiration?
Oh yeah, for
100%.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
How so?
I mean, you gotta look, man. Wiz built a platform with more subscribers than a lot of YouTubers, and you know, Wiz growing up, he said, I'm living this dope ass life, man. So, and he said, I love my fans. So why can't I want my fans to see me working. I want my fans to see that I'm not just some A-list rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm a human being who started the same way everybody else started. But now he got this platform, Taylor Gang. You go on their YouTube channel, and there are episodes from 11 years ago where Wiz is just, you know, he's about to perform in front of 30, 40 people. But you can see the progression. And I think that's why Wiz and Taylor Gang is so successful, is because their progression is there. I mean, you can literally watch the progression if you want to. And yeah, Taylor Gang is definitely a huge inspiration. I would say even bigger than Taylor Gang would be Lyrical Lemonade. And I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Nah.
But you should be. Cole Bennett, shout out Cole Bennett.
Yeah, Cole Bennett's killing it right now.
He's taking over the whole game.
Did a video with J. Cole, J.I.D. That shit was fire.
Yeah, I mean, Cole Bennett is definitely taking over the world. And I think he's going to be the youngest under 30 on Forbes ever. And I think he will. It's just so, there's so much that is going to be seen in 2019 from everybody. But yeah, Taylor Gang, shout out. Lyrical Lemonade, shout out.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So, what do you guys do as far as you three as individuals,
Like,
as a
what do
part
we
of
do with our free time?
for Two Tone?
Okay, all right.
So I do. I produce, audio engineering. I'm on some of the songs.
All the songs.
He
Mixed, mastered, written, engineered,
yeah, that's
produced.
Cisco Kid.
Hey, Cisco.
Okay.
Cisco Kid, yeah.
Okay.
So we kind of broke it down, man. We're three co-founders to what we think our platform needs to have. Our platform has to have visual.
Yeah.
That's
Our platform
A-Live.
has to have music, but our platform has to be ran too.
Right.
Obviously. So, A-Lyles on visuals. I gotta get my mans in here real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me a little something.
Tell me.
All right, my name's Adam Lyles. I go by A. Lyles. So basically what I do for Two Tone is everything behind the scenes that you see, visuals, productions, and graphics and stuff like that. That's what I do.
Okay.
And basically here, I mean, it's just a huge learning process for everybody. I learn something every day from doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's all about creating new content and just pushing stuff out for people to see.
Okay.
Word.
Okay.
And you know,
Content. That's one of my favorite words right
that-
there.
I mean, yeah, you was Cliff was asking us earlier. He said, "What are you?" And I was looking at everybody. We still don't even know. But if I could break down to what Two Tone is in 2 words, it's a content agency. You know, like
Yeah.
all 3 of us are more important content creators than a musician or a videographer.
I like that.
Yeah, that's our title, is content creators. And you know, we don't only, like, you'll find, you know, I'll help out with the video, I'll help out with shooting a video, I try to help out with editing music. You know, everyone's so versatile. You know, we're all ambidextrous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
So I get what you guys do. So who's the one dropping the bars?
shit, we can freestyle right now. I'm just playing. I mean, it's different. You know, like, Aaron is so, like, just beyond than everybody else that I've ever heard before when it comes to just music. Like, sitting in a room with him has taught me how to be an artist rather than a rapper. Make sense? You
Yeah.
know, like, there's more than anybody. A lot of these kids, man. From, I mean, we ended these 2 kids' whole career from our high school. Like, they try to diss us. We ended it. You know why though? It's because it's like we progressed through it because we're musicians and we're artists.
I think your dad told me about that one.
And
That was
it's on
funny.
SoundCloud. But
we ended that real quick.
we ended it, and the difference is because, you know, there's no music in those kids' music. They go straight to YouTube, download a free nonprofit beat, and technically make a podcast with a beat over it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not music. It's a
Mhm.
podcast with a beat over it. It's not music, though. I promise you that. What we make is music. Like, I don't even label myself really as a rapper.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't even.
Who,
Like,
who you remind me of? That guy. He was Deshaun Raw. The funny you do those little funny freestyles. He's like, I'm not a rapper.
Oh, yeah. That's in my Instagram. That's in my Instagram bio. It says Gray Thomas.
I'm not a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper.
But I'm
Right.
I'm not a rapper, man.
You know, when you talk about being a musician, you remind me of my one of my good friend Devin, the homie. I just had him on actually episode 10, and you know he was talking about, because I was asking him about his transition from Devo to Devin, and one of the things he was telling me was just like, you know, I'm just an artist, bro. Like, because he was telling me about his new album. You know, he's gonna have like some reggae and like just like all these kinds of, you know, just all these new sounds and everything. So when you say that, I can understand, you know, what you mean by, you know, you basically aren't isolating yourself to you know that particular genre. That's dope. And when I think of an artist, you know, the best example to me is like Pharrell.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Khalid, man.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Khalid's awesome. Pharrell.
Mm-hmm.
All those people. Like, I've seen a lot of these R&B artists take these trap beats that these rappers are making podcasts on, and they make art with it. Like, I mean, they're putting R&B twisted with trap music, and it's incredible to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so ear catching, and
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful. But like, and that's what I'm saying is that my man's right here is, I mean, he can play a guitar behind his back without even
Really?
looking at it. Like,
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's just so more advanced than what you know how you can see the difference between who would go to the league in any sport category and who wouldn't.
Yeah.
If we were talking about going to the league, A Cisco would be going to the league.
Bringing my boys with me too, you know that for sure.
Oh God. But like, we're artists, man, and we're move makers. More importantly,
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to live a life that we envision, and I can't work for nobody, so yeah, it
I
just
can't have
doesn't work
nobody
for
over me. This is
I
my
will, though.
parents. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I have to work for somebody to get to where I want to work, you know,
Yeah.
then that's more important, because then I know the progression will get me to where I need to be. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. I love my team. I love all that. My dad especially, you know, my parents, his parents, everybody's parents have been so
Supportive.
supportive, man, like, of making these dreams happen. And and that's the thing though, is everyone's, y'all ain't done shit, y'all ain't done shit, y'all ain't done shit. You know, it's bigger than that. It's because they haven't seen it yet.
Right.
There's so much behind the scenes. There's so much between us that nobody even know about.
Just me and Gray, we be up like 4 o'clock in the morning, staying up all night, just talking about like what can we do to make Two-Tone like known or just
progress.
Yeah, progress. Like we made business plans. We made so much stuff for Two-Tone that just nobody knows about. It's just us two,
and that's all that matters.
And our other roommate Chaz. But
yeah, people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is me. It used to be, it was hard to be open. You know, I didn't want to release any music at all. It's hard. It's hard to release stuff and have a voice in 2018 without catching some, you said this wrong, you did this wrong, politically incorrect, all that bullshit. But, you know, like, it's different now.
I feel like there's no rules to it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like we can just. I feel like I can just do whatever I want with music. That's what I look at. That's how I look at it. But
yeah, and it's annoying too, man. You got all these people who don't even make music, and if they try to, you know, criticize us, you know, the people who don't make music or they're not hustling in the same industry or category as us, I don't even listen to it.
I mean,
like, you know, if it's somebody important to me, I will take into consideration their opinion. But when it comes to everyone's like, you know, how do you deal with the hate if there's any? You just deal with it. You just don't even acknowledge it. 'Cause to me, what we see, you know, our vision of what we see is a lot bigger than what they see. So how is someone gonna knock my vision or knock my hustle if they ain't even been into the hustle?
we eating. They just watching us.
Yeah,
eat.
how you gonna get into the game and not even know the rules, man? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but yeah.
Well, you guys definitely, again, got a great head on your shoulders and definitely got the right mindset. I mean, you totally understand, you know, paying your dues.
Yeah.
That was something I did understand when I was 18, but I was fighting against it. Now I'm like, okay, I've truly accepted it. So, but you guys definitely got a better grasp on
No
that
regrets, man.
than I did at your age. So that's great stuff, and you know, definitely keep up the good work. And I'm excited to see, you know, what's to come for you guys.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
You guys got anything coming out?
Oh yeah.
2019.
Everything.
Yeah.
You know, like literally everything is coming out in 2019. We last weekend we went to Charleston and did a little show.
Okay.
We got the whole thing on video. We're making more or less of an episode. That's how our
Word.
platform is kind of being built, is through these behind the scene things. You know, we want people to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't going and selling out the Fillmore, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
yeah.
want people to see that progression.
Yeah.
You got to start your dream somewhere.
And that is what we call paying your dues. So
Word.
continue paying your dues.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely been a pleasure talking to you guys. You know, thanks for, you know, taking time out to sit down and, you know, be a part of the Sane Show.
Thank you for
Episode
having me.
11. Yeah, always.
man,
Definitely have to have you guys back on
Hell yeah.
Oh,
at some
yeah.
point in time. So go ahead and, you know, any SoundCloud, any, you know, iTunes, anything, you know, shout it out so everybody can, you know, follow you guys, you know,
Word.
get up to speed on what you guys have going on.
So, let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me double check some of these Instagram accounts. Hold on.
I got you. Two-Tone.
We got so many different, and Two-Tone is such a broad that some of the names are different. But so SoundCloud, Two-Tone Entertainment, Spotify, all that is gonna be. Hold on, just cut that out to be honest, because our Spotify and iTunes is still in the process of being created. But we do got one song on there. Let me get the Instagram.
So for SoundCloud, it's Two-Tone as one word, and then entertainment's another word. For Instagram,
Our Instagram is Two-Tone Entertainment _.
and it's all
all one word.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, right?
Number 2,
Mhm.
2, no spaces, nothing. Number 2, Tone Entertainment.
Okay.
You can. I'm trying to think too. Oh, Facebook. Facebook's a big one. If there's anything that anybody can, if you want to follow Two Tone, definitely go to Facebook because it's our platform to get everywhere else. Like our YouTube's still in the making. Our Instagram, a lot of content is being scheduled at the moment to be posted. So a lot of it's coming later, but 2019, January 19th, everything will be out. Two Tone Entertainment. There'll be hyperlinks on our Facebook to every single platform you want. I think we got 3 music videos dropping 2019 in January. I think we got an episode.
We got an album dropping.
We got an album dropping.
Tone 1.
Tone 1, yeah.
Look out for that.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, thanks again.
Of course.
And everybody be on the lookout for Two Tone Entertainment.
Sure.
And thank you again for listening to The Sane Show.